Screeching tires echoed through the night as Officer Carlos Hernandez slammed his foot on the gas pedal. He wasn't chasing anyone. He was the one being hunted, framed, betrayed. The only one he could trust was Max, his German Shepherd K9 partner. They had no time to lose. Shots fired. Carlos swerved into a dark alley, trying to escape. Max leaped out first, fearless, eyes locked on the unknown. They were cornered. But Carlos knew one thing. If Max was with him, they had a chance. Hours later, the courtroom was silent. Cold. Carlos stood in chains, the weight of the situation pressing down on him. He wasn't just fighting for his freedom, he was fighting for Max. The real punishment? Not the prison sentence, no. It was the thought of losing Max forever. Carlos looked up. His voice cracked as he asked, "Your Honor, may I say goodbye to my dog?" The room froze. The judge, surprised but compassionate, nodded. "You have 3 minutes." The courtroom doors opened, and Max sprinted down the aisle. His paws hit the marble floor, echoing through the room. Carlos dropped to his knees, his arms wide open. Max jumped into his embrace. "I'm sorry, buddy. I won't be there anymore," Carlos whispered, his voice filled with sorrow. Max let out a soft whine, but something wasn't right. Max nudged Carlos's chest. A small object fell out of his jacket pocket. A voice recorder. The room went silent. All eyes were on it. The prosecutor stood trying to speak. "That has no relevance," he protested, but Max barked, loud, twice, determined. "Play it," the judge ordered. Static, then muffled voices. Everyone leaned in, the tension thick in the air. Then, it hit like a bomb. "The evidence is fake. Carlos is the perfect scapegoat. Execute the plan." Carlos froze. He recognized the voice. It was his commanding officer, Lieutenant Donovan. Gasps echoed through the courtroom. The prosecutor turned pale as the truth unraveled. Carlos had been framed, and Max, his loyal partner, had just saved his life. But it wasn't over. In a storage room miles away, Officer Isabella, Carlos's closest ally, followed Max's lead. The dog ran straight to Carlos's old locker and began scratching at the bottom. She opened it. Inside, a sealed envelope. Photos of Donovan meeting with known criminals, bank records, names, bribes. A conspiracy far bigger than anyone had imagined. Back in the judge's chambers, Carlos was called in. Max was waiting for him, standing proud, alert. His eyes locked onto Carlos. "You're free," the judge declared. "But this is just the beginning." Carlos looked down at Max. "You saved me again." Max didn't wag his tail. He stood still, alert, his gaze sharp. It was like he knew this fight wasn't over. The danger wasn't gone. It was just hiding. As Carlos stepped out of the courthouse, cameras flashed, microphones surrounded him, but he didn't care. He only had eyes for Max. Side by side, they walked into the chaos, ready to tear down a system built on lies, ready to take down everyone who thought they had already won. The judge launched a task force. Isabella led the investigation. The evidence was explosive. Ties to organized crime, dirty money, corrupt officers in high places. This wasn't just one bad cop. It was a network. Max wasn't just a dog. He was the reason the truth came out. And now, Carlos is free. But the fight isn't over. And Max, still by his side, always watching, always ready. They're not chasing criminals anymore. They're chasing justice. If you made it this far, you're hooked. So don't miss what's coming next. Subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and join us for the next chapter, because this story is far from over.